The sound we're talking about is a nighttime nuisance, and it's taken over otherwise peaceful neighborhoods in Windsor. Not only is it keeping families from sleeping, they worry this strange hum just may be affecting their health. They say the cause is coming from our country.
It's really, really irritating.
It's relentless. It doesn't seem to let up.
It sounded like there was a deep resonating bass.
You think there's a tank moving in your neighborhood, or there's a truck idling outside your window.
It's a tough sound to reproduce for television, but Windsor residents say it's a low, consistent rumbling, a pulsating sound deeper than distant thunder that shakes their homes.
I don't hear the rumbles until the vibration, like the bed upstairs, literally vibrates.
I think the nausea is probably caused by stress from not being able to fall back asleep.
No nausea, but I do have earaches.
Because I would be rocking him and hearing the rumble.
The vibrations and rumbling leave moms like Sonia worried about potential harm to little ones like Sam, the youngest of her 2 children.
It's very alarming because we don't know how it's affecting us, our health.
They are not alone. On Facebook, you'll find more than 1,200 members of the Windsor Essex Hum site. They say their lives have been disrupted for more than 2 years by a strange sound that's creating sleepless nights.
I basically created the group to see who else was affected.
Gary Gross is an IT expert and father of 3 who wants the mystery solved, and so does a Windsor councilman who arranged for a region-wide conference call. More than 22,400 people were on the line looking for answers. It was enough attention to get the Canadian government to set up 4 seismographs, just like this one, to determine the source. 7 Action News has the results of the 2-month tests. It concluded the sound was likely coming from us, companies here in the United States, specifically on or near Zug Island in River Rouge.
You know, we're here, right here on my waterfront, right in between our corporates, and I'm not feeling nothing.
The River Rouge mayor says he's skeptical and questions whether Zug Island companies, U.S. Steel or DTE Energy, are causing the hum. He says he's sympathetic to the plight of our Canadian neighbors, but he insists his city, years into a deficit elimination plan, can't afford to help pay for more testing.
I listen to their concerns, but the next step is money.
But how is industrial noise from the United States heard by so many people in Canada? Well, it could all depend on the weather, says 7 First Alert meteorologist Dave Rexroth.
Wind is carrying the sound, and our prevailing wind is certainly from the west here. And whether it goes down to the southwest, you notice it's still blowing in that same area. Even if it swings back to the northwest, it's still blowing into that area across the river of Windsor and LaSalle. So any direction our prevailing wind comes from, which is usually from the west, blows across into that area.
But what if the Canadian government's report identified only one of many potential locations, industries, where the hum could be coming from? Why not a little south of Zug Island? Well, there's a man here in Wyandotte who believes he has found the real source of the hum, and it's just beyond the cemetery. So you've come through here a few times beforehand?
I've come through here many times because we helped restore the cemetery.
Alex Lescue has lived here for decades, but only after BASF started producing in a new facility just beyond the 150-year-old cemetery off Jefferson did Alex notice the noise.
They're just like Gabriel standing there with a trumpet blowing out in all directions. Every time I hear it in all the recordings, this, to me, is the sound.
Whether it's coming from Zug Island or further downriver, Canadian officials want it to stop, but doesn't want to be left to pay the entire cost to identify the U.S. company responsible.
If there was an issue of this sort emanating from the other side of the river, we think that folks here would expect us to step up and do something about it.
Officials from the United States and Canada have met hoping to work towards a solution. So far, only BASF has responded to our questions, saying, and this is their quote, "We have nothing to indicate the sound is coming from our site." U.S. Steel and DTE promised a statement on the Windsor hum issue, but so far, they have been as quiet as the people of Windsor would like their nights to be. Bill Proctor, 7 Action News.